Hello everyone and welcome to today's episode of my YouTube channel. I actually made um, quite a few trades today. Um, Pretty good day overall. A couple paper trades, or a couple real trades, and a couple of paper trades and a couple of real trades. Um, all right, I had to mute something here. Okay, so my first trade I took today. Uh, Took SPY calls at 9.50 this morning. Paid $1.33. Sold them for $1.51. About a 13.5% win. 9.50. Let's see. I got in right after this. Um, why is it not showing? 9.50. SPY calls. Okay, I got in right here. I was looking at this bullish engulfing. It was actually this one. So I got in on this bullish engulfing candle. It came down. It pretty much held this pivot. Held this pivot. Was almost a tweezer bottom. Got in on this candle. I sold it almost exactly at the high here on this run. I didn't know it was going to be the high at the time. Obviously, I mean, if I thought it was going to go higher, I would have kept it. But we had a resistance point here, which was, I believe, I forget where I got that from. I think it was this here, this low here, pre-market low. So we had this resistant point here, and we had what's this? Yesterday's high, or yesterday's low. Must have been, I don't know, whatever it was. Yesterday's high or yesterday's low. It's too hard to go back and try to figure it out. I believe this was yesterday's high. So we had a couple resistance points here. We also had today's open. So we had a lot of resistance. We also had this 50 RSI reverse engineer coming up. So we had a lot of resistance. Yesterday's close, quite a bit of resistance here. So that's why I chose to sell right here. I only had one contract. Otherwise, I probably would have held one and see if we popped above it. But so got about 13.5% on that one. Come back over here and see, I took BABA calls. Paid $227. Sold them for $255. I got in at 1032. So let's take a look at BABA here. Got in at 1032, which was right near the close of this candle. We did have quite a bit of, I don't know if I'd use the word resistance, but excuse me, quite a bit of congestion right in here. But I jumped in. I actually jumped in this on an alert from another trader. Jumped in this one. I got out at 10:58. So I got out right at the end of the right after this candle opened. I got out pretty close to this resistance line here. I had what I get percentage wise, probably about 11%. I think it was 11%, 11 or 12%, something like that. Let's see. 255 minus 227 divided by 227. I got 12.3% on that. And it was coming up to a resistance point, so that's why I got out when I did. You see the support and resistance lines that been talking about, I drew. These are the pivot points that come up automatically. Not automatically, I have them set to come up. Thinkorswim calculates those. Had one set here. You see we came down and tested it. Actually, the highs at the open kind of tested it, and then lows here tested it. I had another one set right here. You see we tested it actually right here and right here. I had another one set here. I try not to get them this close together, but somehow that happened. Came down and tested that one 3 times right here. To the upside, you see this one up here popped above it and then dropped below it. Kind of barely popped above it here. It held there, it held there. So I also had one up here, and you see it held there too. So it tells me I'm doing a pretty good job of selecting my support and resistance lines. But okay, let's take a look at the paper trades I made today. First one was a loss on Square. Oh, wrong keyboard. Too many keyboards here. Okay, Square. I got in puts at 1023, which would have been right after the open of this candle. I think I got in right after it dropped and lost these. It turned around and bounced back up. I stopped out of that for 6% maybe. Got in at 255, out at 234. 8% loss. Then I got in Baidu, had another loss on Baidu. And these paper trades, a lot of times are just testing. I'm not, profit isn't really my number one goal. I'm testing different things. So I got in this one at 1024. Right at the open of this candle, actually this candle, right at the open of this candle, I got in puts. I got out at 1124. So I rode it along here for a while and got out right at the open of this candle when it started to pop higher. That was my exit on that one. That was a 305 and 260, so 45 divided by 305. That was a 15% loser. WWE got in this paper trade on from an alert from another trader. This one worked out good. Got in at 1041. Right near the close of this candle, I got in calls. I paid $2. Right here, paid $2. I got out, sold it for $260. So that's 60. That's a pretty good winner there. That's 30%. I got out at 1051. So I got out right at the open of this candle. Only because we were approaching these resistance points. I didn't know that this was going to be, that this was going to reverse here. I wasn't really looking at that's technically that's a shooting star. I wasn't really looking, didn't know that would be a shooting star. It's a bearish reversal. I don't know what 10 a.m. Central Time conference call. So they had some kind of a conference call, which may have led up to this pullback. I don't know. Wasn't aware that they even had that conference call. Traded Facebook. This was my own trade here. Got in Facebook puts at 1228, which would have been right after this candle open. Got out looking for, my target was actually going to be right here. My first target was going to be here, but it came down and it started to hold this 193 a little bit. I got out right here. I just above 193 when I got out, which was pretty close to the full run. Got out at 260. I think it went to 270. So got in at $2, got out at 260. My exit was at 1246. So yeah, right after this candle opened, I got out. I didn't like seeing these longer tails. That's why I decided to go ahead and get out, and I was up I don't know what I paid 214, got out at 250. So I was up a pretty good chunk. 214 to 250 is 36 divided by 214. I was up 16.8% on that, so got out of that one. And then somebody alerted me to IWM. So I got in IWM calls. This was on alert from somebody else. I got in at 1240. So a little bit back here. My entry was right at 1240, so right after the open of this candle. This candle open here, it was right after this candle open, so it would have pulled back just slightly, and I got in, and I paid $1.25. I bought 2 contracts. I sold the first one at 1253, which was just before the close of this candle, and I sold it because of this resistance line. Sold the first one $1.40, and I sold the second one at 1302. So right after the open of this candle, I sold the second one at 139. So I got about 11% on that one. Actually, I think a little bit more. If you go, say, I sold one at 139 and 140, so let's just say 139. I made 14 cents off of $1.25 entry, 11.2%. So those were my entries. Like I said, this one here was an alert from somebody else. IWM was an alert from another trader. WWE was an alert from another trader. I believe Square I got in on my own, which was a loser. Baidu, I think I got in that one on my own. That was a loser. Facebook, I got in on my own. That was a winner. And the 2 over here that I got in, SPY was my own trade, and Bubba was another alert from somebody else. So you can't watch it. I trade off of I have 2 monitors. I have another laptop. My laptop has an external monitor, so I have the laptop screen plus a monitor, and that one I have my paper trade account up on, and I have my email up on. That's all that runs on that one. And this computer, I have 2 23-inch screens. That's all I have up. Plus I have a full-time job that I work while I'm doing this, so I don't have the time to sit and watch charts all day. So I typically, I shouldn't say typically, I rely a lot on alerts from other traders. I do like to find my own alerts, and a lot of times, I'd rather trade my own alerts, but that's one reason why I only traded SPY for so long, because I couldn't be watching 10 other charts. I left my SPY chart up. I didn't switch from spied anything else. It was always on SPY. I'd glance over, I'd see, if I saw something that was looking like it might set up, then I'd start to watch it for a few minutes. And if it worked, then I'd jump in. If it set up, I'd jump in. But I didn't have the luxury of bouncing back and forth from one chart to another. So I'm trying to get into trading other stuff, but because I don't have the time, for one, I don't have the monitor space. Two, I don't have the time to be watching all these other charts. I rely a lot on alerts from other traders. Like I said, I still get in my own. I found the Facebook chart, traded that one. So that's kind of what I'm, getting at here. I do rely a lot on other traders and alerts. I don't like following people, and I'm picky about who I follow because I've followed traders that didn't trade the same way that I did or similar to me, and it would bite me. I've followed traders that let their position go 30-40% negative, and it's a lot of times for them it comes back and they sell it for a profit. But I don't let mine get that far away from me, and I would stop out when it was 15-20% down, and I would lose money on most of the trades. So I don't look for big winners. I take base hits. Most of my wins are 10-20%. If I take a 40% loser, it's going to take probably 3, maybe 4 winners to overcome that. If it takes 4 winners to overcome 1 loser, I need an 80% winning percentage just to break even. That doesn't work out. That math just doesn't. It's not going to work out for you. So that's why I try to keep my losers small. Yeah, sure, they might turn around later and be a winner, but at least the losers aren't that big, and 1 win can overcome that 1 loss. So that's kind of my logic on it and how I do it. So anyway, let's go back. IWM, I didn't put any lines on. Let's see if I put any on Facebook. I believe I did. Yeah. You see Facebook. This, like I said, this is the trade that I found. I'm not going to go back and find out where all these support and resistance lines came from, but I plotted all these. You see this one held this line, and actually I think I put this one on here because of this. Once I got in, so I don't think there was anything back here that was calling for this line. I think I put it in after the fact so I could see where it had to drop to. This one, something back here made me trigger it. I don't know what it would have been, but something back here made me trigger it. You see it respected it there. It played around with it here. It did drop below it. It held here. Had another one here. You see this was a pre-market low. You see it respected it right here. Also kind of consolidated right here at that same level. This was the high. I don't know if I put this here because it was a high of the day at the open, or if I had another reason why I had it up there. I'm thinking it was up there for another reason. But either way, I had one there, and then this was a high from pre-market highs, or maybe yesterday's highs. I'm not sure what it was. So that was Facebook. IWM, I don't think I charted that one because I completely 100% followed another trader, both entries and exits. So I didn't trade mine or didn't chart mine myself. Baidu. Let's see if I marked Baidu. No, I didn't. These are. These are the pivot points, so I did not mark the Baidu chart, but you see it held this pivot pretty good here. Square. Didn't mark any on Square. What else I trade? Bubba. Yeah, Spy and Bubba. So let's take a look at Alibaba. I did mark these. I think I might have already talked about this. You see it respected this level here. Pretty much respected it across, whole way across here, except for right here. Respected this one up here. Yeah, I already covered this, talked about this. So that was my trading today. I really like to get a couple more monitors. I don't know that this particular computer will support it. I'm using an older, it's actually an older Gateway computer. When I say older, it's not real old, but it has a Core i7 quad-core processor, but only has 9 gigs of RAM. It's one of the early generation Core i7, so it's not one of the newer ones. I think I bought this around 2007 or 2010, I forget. But that's what I'm using for this. It does have a higher end graphics card, but you see when I'm running the recording software, a lot of times it'll come up and say it went back to the default display scheme or something. Just doesn't have enough to support. I don't know that I can support any more monitors. I might grab another monitor and throw it on here and see what it does, but actually it might just be a TV, because we're going to be buying a new TV pretty soon. We'll have one extra TV, then I might take it and mount it on this, and hook it up to this and see how it handles it. But I think my next step, I'm going to need to upgrade the computer, and when I do that, I'll probably just do monitors too. But that won't be for a while. Like I said, I don't really have the time to sit and watch all these, so it wouldn't make a lot of sense for me to spend a lot of money to be able to watch more charts when I don't have the time to watch them anyway. So that's why I have the alerts set up. I have these alerts set to go off anytime there's a doji, engulfing, doji, engulfing candle. Why it's only showing doji and engulfing. Hammer candle. See a hammer here. Dark cloud cover. Piercing line. Shooting star. So I have alerts set. Oh, I have Morningstar doji. I don't watch for those, only because it's a 3 candle pattern, and a lot of times it moves over by the time that third candle triggers, so I don't even know why I have Morningstar set on here. I'm going to cancel that one. They don't happen very often anyway, so. But I have these alerts. That's what you see pop up over here every once in a while, and they go to my phone. I do that because I don't have time to sit and watch the screen all day. So, but that's that's pretty much it for today. Like I said, I had real money trades. I had 2 winning trades. Paper trades, I had 0 and 1, 0 and 2, 1 and 2, 2 and 2. I had 3 wins and 2 losses on my paper trade account, but my winners were much bigger. I lost $45 on Baidu. I made 36 on Facebook. I made 29 on IWM. I lost 21 on Square, and I made 60 on WWE. That puts me at plus about $60 for the day in that account. So, like I said, I'm trading small amounts, small sizes. My entries, even with my paper trade account, my entries are only around $250. And part of the reason why I'm doing that is to show people that you don't need a $10,000 account You don't even need a $5,000 account. If you get consistent and reliable with your system, you can go in, $250 entry. I made $36 on Facebook. $250 entry. I made 29 on IWM. It might not have been exactly. I'll tell you exactly what it was. Square was $255 entry. Lost $21. Baidu was a $305 entry. I lost 45 on that one. WWE was a $200 entry. I made 60 on it. Baidu, that was my exit. Facebook was a $214 entry. I made 36 on it. IWM was a $250 entry. I made 28 on it. 29. So, and over here on this account, one of my alerts popped up. SPY was only $133 entry. I made $18. Bubba was a $227 entry. I made $28. So I'm up 46 for the day. You do that every day. $46. Let's just say I had to pay. You take fees out. I don't know exactly what my fees were for this, but I traded. I can tell you what my fees were. My fees for this would have been $3. I pay 75 cents in, or 75 cents per contract. So 75 in, 75 out, 75 in, 75 out. I would have $3 in fees. So I made $43. I netted $43 today. Do that in a week, $215 in a week. In a month, whoops. What was it? 43. $215 in a week. $860 in a month. You could technically do what I did here today with $360 account. $360 account. You could have made $46 today, or $860 in a month. Now, granted, you're going to have days where you have losers. They're not all going to be winners. You can't expect them to all to be winners. But on the flip side, when you get this $360 account up to $600 or $700, you might maybe increase and go in for $300 a trade, or maybe $350. I'm still trying to keep mine. Still trying to keep mine at $250. I could go more, but I'm trying to keep it at $250 for a reason. So you have, at the end of the month, your $360 account is now $1,220. Maybe you're going for $500. Now that this $43 will probably be closer to maybe $60 then, if you start going in for bigger sizes. Now that $60 is going to be $1,200 in a month. So it adds up. Don't think you need to make $1,000 on every trade, because you don't. It's nice if it happens. I'll say this much: you'll probably never see me hit a home run because I'm too conservative. I take profits when I have them. I try to let winners run. I'm trying to get better at it, actually. Try to let winners run, but when I see a little bit of resistance, slowdown, loss of momentum, I'm going to get out. Maybe I'll hold one contract, and maybe that'll be a home run. But I'm not going to. You probably won't see me with $5,000 winning days, because I'm not that type of trader. Slow and steady wins the race. I used to try to hit home runs, and I struck out and blew out my account. And I'm not going to let that happen again. So small trades, small wins, and it works out. I will say I have a spreadsheet that I keep track of my trades. Last week, I only traded 2 days last week. Monday and Tuesday, both of those days were green days for me. This past Monday was a green day. Yesterday was a green day. Today's a green day. Tuesday I had a losing day. So in the past 8 days let's say 6 days I traded, because I didn't trade Wednesday or Thursday. The past 6 days that I traded, I have 5 green days and 1 red day. So I'll take that. I'm not going to complain about that at all. So anyway, that's it for today. Hope you enjoyed it. Give me a thumbs up. Any questions you have, let me know. If you want to know, who the people are I'm following, I'd be glad to tell you, but I'm not going to do it publicly. You can ask in the comments section, and I'll get that information to you. There's a couple different people I follow, but again, I don't really recommend everybody following another trader unless they trade very similarly to you. I followed very successful traders that make hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, and I lose money doing it for the reasons that I said. So the guys that I'm following right now trade very similarly to me. So they don't let the losers get too far away. They look for the same things I look for, so it works out good. But yeah, thanks for watching the video, and check out tomorrow. I'll let you know how it goes. See you later. Bye.